Hello and welcome to VCS Connect. I'm DevPa. I'm your host. Every once in a while, I'm just looking for things for my VCS and in gaming in general to make my gameplay better, more enjoyable. One of the things that I struggle with is are games that I played originally one way and now have to kind of relearn. And I'm getting old and stubborn, and it's hard for me to learn things. One of them is like Centipede. I've spent many years playing Centipede with a trackball on an arcade cabinet. That when I play it with a modern controller or even a joystick, not so much the joystick, but really the modern controller, I just don't have that feel for it, right? So I'm always looking for a good trackball, and Atari VCS doesn't have a trackball controller that's a native track or a purposely built trackball, and really no one does anymore. But was looking around and I found something that I was hoping was going to work. It is this. This is called the Big Track. Now, this is an older version. This is the first version of the Big Track. And it is a mouse, a trackball mouse, designed for kids with special needs, where they don't have the fine motor control. So it's a 3-inch trackball with with two large oversized buttons, and it works friggin' great for gamers. So I guess gamers are a little bit special needs too. But yeah, this thing is rocks. It's just it has it's very rounded and it's a solid unit there and very rounded, which is great because what I find is I rest my hand on here and I have the trackball going here, and it works really nicely. The large ball, very responsive, and I'm loving it. So I tried it in Centipede, and let's take a look at. All right, here we go. So, and as you can see, very smooth movement. I can just flow across, a little bit of flick. I've right now got the movement sensitivity set at 80, which I believe is the default. I kind of went back and forth a little bit in settings, what my preferred movement setting sensitivity was, and I believe 80 is default when for Centipede, but I found that it worked nicely. But hey, look, Centipede, it's got movement sensitivity, which, they've been kind of very inconsistent about providing that setting for other games, especially games that need it, like Breakout. There's no movement sensitivity setting in Breakout, and it really needs it, but, it's got it here in Centipede. Always thankful for that. Ooh, almost got the thing. I think I die mostly by flea death. I think I die flea death most of the time. Ah. Let's continue that. Yeah, die there. I was about to die. I gotta get rid of some of these poison mushrooms. They're killing me. They're killing me. Ooh, ooh. Explosive bullets. Love the explosive bullets. It's the power that makes me the happiest. I'm gonna just get rid of some of these poison mushrooms. Got rid of a few of them. That's... Yeah. Stupid fleas! I hate them. I hate fleas. I hate fleas almost as much as I hate scorpions. Yeah, come here. Stupid scorpion. Die, scorpion. There we go. Surprised I haven't died by flea yet. Oh, oh, look at that! Got the scorpion and didn't even hit a. He didn't even hit a mushroom. Ooh, explosive bullets. Love him, love him, love him, love him, love him. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That guy was in the bottom. That guy was a bottom dweller. Kaboosh! Oh, first. Die, fleas, die! Die! Oh, I want that, I want that. Don't die in the process of getting it. Alright, there we go. Stupid scorpion. I hate him so much. I hate him so much. Huh? Oh, I'm out of bullet. I'm out of the explosive bullets. No. Ooh, 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 ooh. Alright, don't do anything stupid. Don't do anything stupid. There we go. Hide behind the mushrooms. Hide. Hide. Oh! Ah. Something better than that. Fire. Oh shoot! Oh, I got trapped. I got trapped. Not bad. I got 38. 38. Yeah, Trak-ball makes me feel and makes me look like a competent Centipede player. So there you go. All great for the. Now that's how the Trak-ball works with the with Centipede. But let's take a look at one where you hope it would work, but it doesn't work very well. And that is Missile Command Recharged. Now, Missile Command Recharged is just a hot mess. It needs a massive update, no doubt about it. There's no leaderboards, there's no challenges, and and there's no mouse support. So what's going to happen? What you're going to see happen is that the Trak-ball, it's going to move. It's going to move beautifully throughout the game. All right, no doubt about it. This is the way to play Missile Command Recharged. The problem is the disconnect between the fire button and the game, all right, and the programming of the game. And when I press the fire button, the game will pause for like a good second, maybe a hair longer than that, and then it will continue on, and the missile will fire. The problem is if you don't keep your target still, when the pause is over, it will fire to wherever the target is. So for example, if a missile's coming straight down and I press fire, the game will pause. And if I don't stay in that exact spot, when the pause ends, that's where the missile will actually go. So if I hit fire and then I move during the pause, when the pause ends, it will fire over in that new location. It sounds weird, but here, let me demonstrate. All right, so the first one, I can't move, so I have to kind of initiate the... All right, so here I am. Smooth movement. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. But if I fire, now I'm going to stay here, and it fires right there. But now I'm going to fire and move. And see, now it fires over there. I click, and I move, and it's over there now. So the game right now is pretty close to unplayable. You have to sit there and just wait for the pause to end before you can move, which sucks because with Missile Command you want to just kind of strafe the skies. You want to roll your target across the screen and fire in a rapid progression sometimes. See, I flinched and now I was a little off target. Let me get a bomb blast there we go. I didn't pause like I should have. There's that. So it's close to unplayable with this constraint of having to. It's too bad because this work, movement wise, it works really great because I've never felt very much in control with a modern controller or a joystick, because the game was originally designed for. No, I'm gonna die. The whole point of this was to show the errors of this. The game was originally designed for touchpads, right? Like I've got this on my iPad, and it's great. It's great, hitting the screen of where you want the bullets to go, and they never really translated that original programming to a console with the controllers. It just always felt not very fluid, and that you're always fighting, with the controller. But with the trackball, completely, it just moves very well. But unfortunately, it doesn't work very well. But Missile Command Recharge just needs a massive overhaul. It was the first in the line. It came out almost 3 years ago. Again for for iPads or iPhones, and they've learned a lot. Because Missile Command came out, and then a few years later, then Centipede Recharge came out, and the line of the Recharge, with the challenges and all the other bells and whistles that the Recharge series has, showed up in all these other games, but was missing from Missile Command Recharged. And it's time for Missile Command Recharge to kind of catch up. And certainly getting mouse support would be phenomenal. You being able to use this trackball and fire, and being able to just kind of bam, 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 as I roll across the screen. It would be awesome. But sadly, that is not the case at this moment. So, yeah. Massive overhaul that Missile Command Recharge needs, but Centipede, it works great. So there you go. There's this trackball that in action with Centipede, and unfortunately how it interacts and mouse support is with Missile Command, which desperately needs an upgrade. But let's take a look here, and it moved smoothly. Whether it was Centipede definitely moved smoothly. The firing worked great, and even in Missile Command, despite the glitching with the firing and pausing the game, the movement of the trackball was just smooth and very. It was game changing. But imagine this in black with red buttons there, and maybe a white trackball. But you have the the Fuji button and the back and the menu buttons right up in here, right? And then you can always have the battery life indicator down here. This could be a detachable point for the USB cable. That's provided with the modern controller, as well as the classic joystick, that 10-foot cable. That would be great. Charge up the internal battery here, or play wired, or unplug it wirelessly, and you've got this great trackball action here. But Atari has a long history of trackballs, great trackballs. Here is for the 2600. There were two versions of this trackball. There was also the CX80, which was a lot slicker looking. It was a black finish with very sharp angles. This was the original. This was the first. Model for the 2600. And the 26 only needed one button, but they had it. So if you're left-handed, they both were just single fire buttons. But very smooth action with this trackball. It worked out really nicely with this trackball, and for the 2600. And then the granddaddy of trackballs, the one that still hasn't been beaten yet, the 5200. This was the CX52, I believe, is the model number. And this guy works like a dream. What was always great, it had the start, pause, reset buttons. That was an innovation on the, unfortunately, horrible, 5200 controllers, except for small things like being able to start and pause your game which was something new in 1982. But this guy is like 40 years old. It still works great. Very smooth action. The buttons. I probably can do some better contacts, replace the contacts here. But this hasn't been modified at all. It even still has the. I even have the clear tape on top of this. But I was always confused by the two overlays here. It always seems like this is supposed to be like allows 2 players to play, but I mean, there's no way 2 players could play. I mean, what do we do? Fight over the trackball? So it was always. I think it's just symmetry that they ended up doing the 2 overlays on there. Otherwise, it makes no sense. But yeah, I to this day I still 5200 my copy of Centipede with the trackball here. It's great. It's the 5200 Centipede is near arcade quality, and with this trackball, there's outside of having a Centipede cabinet, this is the best experience for Centipede. But this is creating something like this, making a VCS version of the trackball continues that long legacy of very well made trackballs from Atari. You can look back at Atari history, and they've done some great things and they've done some bad things, right? Trackball controllers, they've always been top notch. They've always made the best trackball controllers, and this is a chance for the VCS to kind of continue on that legacy, and having a really nice trackball controller. Again, with the appropriate, additional buttons for the Atari VCS, a little battery life, rechargeable battery, unplugs there. It would be so great. But what do you think? Does the VCS need a trackball controller? Or is the modern controller just good enough? Is that even necessary? Let me know. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about, pro trackball creation for the VCS, or don't really need it. But yeah, let me know. And until next time, enjoy the game that you're playing, and I'll see you later.